and welcome to the Ideal Forever Partner Magnet Podcast, the show where we explore the infinite benefits of creating the relationship of a lifetime, attracting our ideal forever partner like a magnet, and living our best life as the highest and best version of ourselves. I'm your host, Arell Holloway. I'm the results coach, fitness expert, former real estate investor, and founder of UTAIY, Unveiling the Angel in You, and the World Impact Compound Movement. This podcast is for overachievers and romantics that never learned the art of love relationships. That was me. Anyone wanting to improve their relationships and receiving and having, as well as giving unconditional love. And it is also for couples who want to strengthen their existing relationship and take it to an even greater level. The greatest change we make in ourselves in our lifetime is committing with our ideal forever partner, IFP for short. The biggest impact I can make in someone's life is to teach them how to manifest their ideal forever partner. So with this podcast, I'm dedicating to help souls around the world wake up to who you really are and what you really want in life, helping you on your path of learning about unconditional love by creating significant epic relationships that generate happy memories. Stay tuned because you won't want to miss the game-changing advice we're about to share on this awesome journey. Are you tired of seeing others with their IFP in their life while time seemingly is running out and you still don't have yours? Isn't it frustrating that time seems to be marching on without you finding your IFP? Wouldn't it be great to have your IFP in your life right now to share your successes in life with? Today, we're going to discover the two greatest enemies to manifesting our IFP, or ideal forever partner. I don't want to scare you, but I have to tell you something that might sound a bit of bad news. The longer we wait to go all in on manifesting our IFP, obviously, the older we get, the slimmer our success. Why do I say that? Well, it's not to scare you, rather to impress upon you that you have limited time to manifest your IFP. Again, why am I iterating that? It doesn't actually have to do with your age, nor what date it is. It has to do with human nature. Human beings often procrastinate and put things off, which is the first greatest enemy of creating our IFP, procrastination. But this isn't the major problem. The biggest problem is this: the older we get and the more we get set in our own ways, that's the second greatest problem of creating our IFP. We get set in our ways and we don't want to change anymore. So the longer we wait and go all in on manifesting our IFP, the more set in our ways we become. Why is this a problem? Here's what the results are of becoming set in our own ways. We have greater resistance to change. We are less willing to compromise. We tend to be less reasonable. We lock down our current program, which may not be working for us. So if we lock it down, then we're locking down a program that's not working for us, which takes an enormous event or effort to even consider changing our program again from that point forth. Also, we get less tolerant. We become more reclusive. And it's hard to find your IFP if you don't want to be around anyone. These are but some of the results of getting set in our own ways. All these results are counterproductive to manifesting and creating a significant, unconditionally warm and loving relationship. Completely counterproductive. Can you imagine finally meeting someone that fits our idea of who we want as our ideal forever partner, and we have greater resistance to change? Change is the minimum requirement from being single to considering being in a significant, unconditionally warm and loving relationship that is also cooperative. Without flexibility on both parties' side and willingness to adapt and bend can make such a relationship impossible. We are less willing to compromise pretty much says, it's my way or the highway, a perfect way to destroy any chance of creating the relationship you've always wanted. We tend to be less reasonable. Being unreasonable would mean that our IFP has to tolerate our point of view in most matters, not a quality that will support us manifesting our IFP. It doesn't mean that you can't have your own opinions. Bottom line is, in order to create the relationship that you want, You have to be willing to be wrong about everything. You have to be willing to consider that you're wrong. You don't have to be wrong. You have to consider that you may not know something. That's the only way we can change anything about ourselves. We lock down our current program, which takes an enormous event and effort to even consider changing our program again. When we lock down our current program, that pretty much means we no longer are willing to change or consider that we might be wrong on any topic. It would indeed be good luck getting someone to speak to us at all with that mentality, don't you think? We get less tolerance. Allowing another person to be who they are and accepting that is crucial in learning to adapt to a new relationship. Without it, a relationship stands little chance of developing, much less flourishing, which is what we would want. We become more reclusive, locking ourselves up because we are tired of being exposed to society and others does not bode well when getting to know someone that could possibly be a great candidate for our ideal forever partner. Doesn't make sense. Developing a relationship requires nourishing it. Secluding ourselves from that person will only create distance and suspicion, which is unlikely to lead to a valuable relationship, right? You have to admit that, right? Building a significant, unconditionally warm and loving relationship with an ideal forever partner requires a combination of qualities and behaviors. While every relationship is unique and individual, preferences may vary. Here are some fundamental qualities that can contribute to a strong and fulfilling partnership. Communication. Effective communication is the foundation of any healthy relationship. Being able to express yourself honestly, listen actively, and understand each other's needs and concerns is crucial. Good communication promotes trust, empathy, and a deep connection. Trust. Trust is the cornerstone of a strong relationship. It involves being reliable, honest, and having confidence in our partnership, intentions, in our partner's intentions and actions. Trust is built over time through consistent and transparent behavior. It's not something that is given to someone in a resume. It's something that has to be experienced through their behavior. Respect. Showing respect for your partner's feelings, boundaries, and autonomy is essential. Respect also means valuing each other's opinions, ideas, and differences. Treating each other as equals fosters a positive and loving dynamic. And understand, by equals, I mean by creating equal value. When you're in a relationship, there always has to be a leader. You can't have two leaders. You can't have two captains on a boat. It doesn't work. It'll delay the trip where you're going. It will frustrate the crew. The crew won't know who to listen to. There has to be one leader. There has to be a hierarchy in the family. That doesn't mean that each partner is not valued to their highest and best. What that means is that each partner is going to evolve into their highest and best version of themselves, and they're going to play the role that they are naturally ideal for versus a role that somebody told them that they have to play in order to be the same as someone else. It's not going to work. Empathy. Cultivating empathy involves understanding and sharing your partner's emotions and experiences. It means being able to put yourself into their shoes, showing compassion and providing support during challenging and joyful times also. Emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is about sharing your innermost thoughts, fears, dreams, and vulnerabilities with your partner. It requires creating a safe space where both partners feel comfortable being their authentic selves without fear of judgment. Patience and understanding. Relationships are not always smooth sailing. Being patient and understanding during difficult times, disagreements, or conflicts allows both partners to grow and learn from their experiences together. Quality time and shared interests. Spending quality time together, engaging in activities you both enjoy, and nurturing shared interests helps strengthen the bond between partners. It fosters a sense of companionship and deepens your connection with each other. Supportiveness. Being supportive means being there for your partner in their triumphs and challenges. It involves offering encouragement, providing a listening ear, and helping each other achieve personal shared goals together or separate. Compromise and flexibility. Relationships involve finding common ground and making compromises. Flexibility in adapting to change circumstances, accommodating each other's needs, and seeking win-win solutions fosters harmony and long-term satisfaction. Unconditional love. Unconditional love means accepting your partner for who they are, flaws and all. The truth is, usually when we let go of the idea of having to have someone perfect, the flaws is what makes us unique. It involves showing affection, appreciation, and understanding during difficult moments. It's about standing by each other's side through thick and thin. It also means that each of us want to give the other everything that they want. Remember, building a strong and lasting relationship requires effort, commitment, and ongoing communication. These qualities provide a strong foundation for nurturing a warm, loving, and fulfilling relationship and partnership with your ideal forever partner. I'm canvassing for a few serious and committed people to mentor who want to create your best life exactly how you want it. Although my mind has no limits, the number of hours I'm graced with each day allows me to work with just a handful of people. So I'm asking that only those of you that are ready for the life you've always wanted and are motivated to get there and start living it, to step forward to participate in an exclusive program I'm creating. I was such a person, and even though I would like to tell you that I was in a good place and ready to create my future, that's not the case at all. Actually, I was at the low point in my life, the breaking point and low point, in fact, the lowest. Fortunately, I had the insight to recognize it and begin to seek answers from professionals that I sought out in hopes of being able to help me. It was possible that they would not, but I have faith in people even when they don't have faith in themselves. I believe that they did their best to their abilities in their capacity that they had. Who can really ask for more than that, really? Well, to be frank, I needed much more than that, and that was really not good enough. Fortunately, I've only reshared my plight with one of my fitness coaching clients at the time, which was going on in my life mostly. I didn't actually share every detail, like my mind driving me crazy, my manipulating and game playing was destroying all of my relationships, making everyone hate me, my having to be perfect for the world when inside I was a mess and I had to look perfect on the outside, and my hurling my 17-inch box computer monitor at someone out of rage that almost went off the balcony of my 37th floor Atlanta apartment. Anyway, he recommended a lady he was working with who was a spiritual relationship coach. I remember our conversation like it was earlier today. That's how strong it is imprinted in my memory, like a timestamp. I said to my client, Alfred, I'm seeing a psychologist right now and also a psychiatrist each week, and they have not helped me in 6 months. I'm not sure they even know what the problem is, much less how to solve it. What makes you think that she could help me? I clearly remember his voice answering me. She saved my life. My immediate thoughts were, wow, that's the best recommendation I've ever heard. So I said, okay, got her contact info. Within a week, I was sitting in her office. To be honest, my screwed up mentality criticized her, judged her office. That was a house turned into a makeshift counseling office. I even made fun silently in my messed up head about all of her family photos that she had lined the top of her walls with continuously all around the room. Really, who does that? So tell me, why are you here? She said. I figured to start with the worst of my problems and feel her out. I told her that I had so much anger all the time and it was triggering me into rage, and that I was getting to the point of not being able to control it any longer. I hadn't controlled it. I was just fortunate I hadn't hurt anyone. She replied, anger comes from not being free to say I want. And rage comes from not being free to say I don't want. In my ego, of course, and messed up mind, I thought in my head, yeah, yeah, old lady, and then asked her, what can I do about my anger and rage? Just to interject, when all we can see is our pain, we can't hear or see the solution. We have to get out of our pain in order to see and hear the solution. She could have told me the secrets of the universe. She did tell me a secret of the universe, and I didn't hear her. I didn't understand her. I didn't know what I wouldn't even know what to do with. It was like somebody handing you a lump of solid gold broken rock, and I'm like, "What am I supposed to do with this? It's kinda heavy. I can't lug it around with me. What am I supposed to do with this?" And here I'm telling her I have financial problems or something. So that's the equivalent of my first visit with her. This beautiful elderly woman who won the first Miss Senior Georgia contest with her physical beauty, even at her age, sat up at the end of her wingback wicker chair that I also made fun of. She raised her voice slightly and said, "Make up your mind that you're free to say, 'I want.' And make up your mind that you're free to say, 'I don't want.'" So truthfully, I didn't even hear most of that at the time. I just knew this was like a different moment. I had not felt this before. I don't know that I even had any idea that that was the answer to my question. I didn't even know that there was any answer that was so simple to my question. What I did hear, though, was her loving yet firm demeanor with me, which was very powerful. I also noticed that even though I had no clue what she was saying, she's the first person that seemed to know the cause of what was going on with me, which propelled me to continue with her to see where it was going. In other words, because I could not fully understand what she was saying, I thought, well, she doesn't have the answer, as if I would even know or decipher it, but at least she had an answer, which is more than any of the professionals I have been paying thousands of dollars to for dead end. I literally felt that in the first 15 minutes of our session, she understood me more, told me more about what was going on with me, and had the confidence that she could help me go anywhere I wanted to go than anyone else I've sought help from in my life up to this point. That was big. I apologize for the seemingly long winded dialogue that some of you listening can't even quite understand. I'm not insulting you. I just know that when I was in a place where I wasn't my highest and best version of myself, I could not hear everything everyone was saying, and I couldn't understand most of what was being said. I get it. I was there, and I didn't have a large portion of most of what people were saying. I couldn't hear anything that wasn't my current program. I want to say that again. I couldn't hear anything that didn't align with my current program. And I don't even want to get into what my program was other than what I've already told you because it was just wrong. It was never going to give me what I wanted. It was going to keep me in terror, anger, rage, and fear. My program was coded to not listen to anything other than my current program. Yours likely is too. All I could hear and listen to was my programming being reinforced. I believe that is the most important that you understand what I went through to come out of the other side and live my best life. When I had given up on hope, I found someone that knew she could help me, hoped for me to accomplish my goals and dreams, and believed in me that I could create them. This world lost a powerful teacher when her physical life ended here on earth, but she is an eternal being and her teachings live on in me. Heck, I've become the embodiment of her teachings, as well as the teachings I've learned since her. I had to in order to fight my way through all the screwed up programming I received in my forming years. This is not about blaming my parents because they did the best they could with what they had. This is not information that's being passed down from generation to generation. Somewhere this information has been lost and you have found it. I'm dedicating myself to not only teach her teachings, but also what I've learned since then and for the duration of my life here in this world. I truly believe that what I know can realign society where anyone and hopefully eventually everyone is living their best life. I'm not just teaching you about attracting your ideal forever partner, which is huge. And it's the greatest change that most people will ever make in their life, which is why I chose that as a specific subject. I'm teaching you how you can create your best life. One of the ways is by teaching you to attract your ideal forever partner. One thing you're gonna find for me, I love the truth, and the truth is the way we do anything is the way we do everything. And if I help you manifest your ideal forever partner, those trainings will laterally become your program in your life, which will enable you to become the highest and best version of you and to live your best life. I understand that many of you are not ready for this, and that's okay. I'm happy to keep sending you loving wake up call messages. I'm going to keep doing it as long as I'm breathing. I'm not going anywhere. I will keep being here for anyone that wants to improve their life and create positive results. I promise to keep believing in you, and I hope for you to find your way to your best life. I'm leaving a metaphysical candle burning in my window for you, signifying that I'm keeping the lights on until you feel safe enough and free enough to create your best life. Private message me with the phrase, I'm ready to create my best life exactly how I want it. That's the only people I want to work with. That's who I can help best. Everyone else, just stay on here with me until you get to that point, and then I will help you. If you're ready now, I can't wait to help you spread your wings. If you've enjoyed today's episode, please rate, review, and subscribe to the Ideal Forever Partner Magnet podcast. Your support helps us reach more souls in search of their unconditional true love. Check us out everywhere podcasts. Remember, you have the power to create heaven on earth through unconditional love. This is your life, no one else's. Grasp the courage to strive for the highest and best version of you and live your best life. Thank you for joining me on this epic journey.